Please, for the love of all that is. Tell me when you can see. Oh, well, you know what? The video URL changes every time. I'm going to send it out again. Chat. I will. Just give me a second here. Chat. Come on. Open chat, you piece of... Yeah, it changes every time, apparently, every time I restart it, so, and then I have to, unfortunately, go grab, yeah, I understand that. I just need to, I need to email it to all the people that were... Okay, I'm just going to send it again, and now we're going. Okay, so this meeting is called to order. Remarks. The agenda has two alternatives. I've listened to a lot of people that were talking today, and hold on, I need to get. I forgot. I got to get her. I've got a parliamentarian who's going to be on the call. Hold on. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, shit.
Hello?
Yeah, can you go ahead and get in the meeting?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, so you're going to see somebody by the name of Valerie. She's our parliamentarian that we've hired for this. Opening remarks. We are presenting two different agendas due to a lot of people talking about a lot of stuff. I believe the roll call has been done. Fred, is that correct? Do you have a list of participants, I guess? Fred is not on the call. All right, I'm just going to do a manual roll call here. I believe I've got Heath. That's okay.
Present.
He's in the call. I've got Tom Gamble. Burley. I wonder if I could do a screenshot of this. Let me just do that. Make my life a little bit easier. Okay, Burley, Chris Manning, Helen Malinsky, Josh Chappelle, Laura Burrows, Mike Blessing, Nate Banks, Patty Maloney, and can't remember his last name. Sorry. Okay. Nate and Renata Banks, well, she's on their own separately. Lewis Combs, Tom Mann, Valerie, who's our parliamentarian, and Rhett Chapman, who's our webmaster. Okay, so okay, and Fred is back. Fred, I've taken a screenshot of the roll, so we'll have a list of everybody who's in. But if you can get their respective email addresses in a spreadsheet in case we need to actually do something other than a roll call vote. All right, we have two alternative agendas. There's some strong feelings about what's going on. So what I would like to suggest is that I'm going to read both of the agendas, and then I'm going to basically call for a vote to approve one or the other of these agendas. Okay? So Agenda A was sort of the original agenda. It is the marked up Constitution and bylaws, which is the 2021 bylaws as modified in the not valid January 6th convention or Constitutional Convention, and then remodified in the April Constitutional Convention, neither of which satisfied the 14-day publication in the newspaper notice for notice. Okay, so those are not valid. That's why they're no longer on the web page. There was a markup done by Ad Hoc Bylaws Committee. You've received that document. There are 4 changes to that document that came in the last 4 days or so. 3 years instead of a 5-year term for Executive Committee with commensurate changes in which terms get extended. Executive Committee must be eligible to be voting members at the last convention instead of 2 conventions. Replacement for Executive Committee members requires Central Committee advice and consent, which I thought was already in there, but somehow seems to have been removed. And county affiliates must inform both the chair and the secretary of formation. There were 2 amendments that I'd been notified of previous to sending out that agenda, which is lower dues to 60 a year and eliminate discounts for membership in national affiliate organizations. And this last one, which is a hill I will die on, when calculating minimum required donations, only consider whole months if the current month, this is in addition to after the end of the annual convention, donations for consideration of voting membership go back 12 months. That's what it said, 12 months. It needs to be 12 whole months, so we're not sitting here counting days, which is stupid. So that's Agenda A. There are a fair number of people that believe Agenda A is too ambitious, and that we should just simply do a much more limited modification of the 2021 bylaws. And that would be basically Article 7, Section 2, which, by the way, all of you can go up to the LPNM webpage and look at Constitution bylaws and find the PDF. It basically is verbiage that is asserted needs to be in the Constitution bylaws in order for it to be valid with the Secretary of State. And it basically is, at the end of that section, as per state law, 14 days notice for all state and county conventions must be published in a newspaper of general circulation. The Secretary shall transmit to the Secretary of State and the county clerks, if I can actually spell, the current Constitution and bylaws and cause to be published on the LPNM webpage within 10 days of the close of the annual convention. And this is the bylaw that changed that. Again, this is the hill I'm willing to die on. All dues must be paid between the close of the prior convention and 30 days prior to the upcoming annual convention. After the annual convention, donations made in the 12-month period prior to any 12 whole month prior to any special convention will count towards voting caucus member status. Okay, so these are the 2 alternative agendas. So what I'm going to do is, I guess I'm going to open the floor for discussion as to people's preferences on which agenda, and I would entertain a motion to limit debate to some reasonable amount of time, given how late we are. Anybody want to make a motion? Is there a second? All right. Excellent question, Josh. What is your preference? So 20 minutes total? Okay. Is the second okay with that? All right. Fred, Bob Finch has jumped into the call. All right. Does anyone object to this limitation of 20 minutes? Okay. Without objection, we're going to have debate for 20 minutes. That's 6:36. It'll be 6:56 when we're done, or hopefully sooner than that. Who would like to comment on their preference for either A or B? And I'm going to let Josh speak to this since he's the author, I believe. Okay. Anybody else have a comment on the agendas? Okay, so we just limited debate and no one has a comment. Excellent. All right. In that case, I believe we can do a vote where each person just simply says their preference A or B. So we're going to start with, and Fred, I'm going to ask you to compile these along with me so that we don't make a mistake. Mr. Gamble, which you prefer, A or B? Okay. Heath. Yes. Okay, hold on a second. What?
B.
All right. Sorry, Davis is in my office, so. B. Bob Finch. I will continue to take the roll or take the vote count. All right, Bob Finch, if you can unmute, do so. Burley Kane. Chris Manning. Helen Malinsky. Josh Chappelle. Laura Burrows. Mike Blessing. Okay. Nate Banks. Patty. And your spouse, or your okay. Renata. Rebecca. Tom Mann. D does not count. Okay. So my count is, and is Fred back on? Fred, is what's your vote, A or B? Oh, wow, sorry. Rhett. Correct. Fred? Fred? And Mr. Finch still hasn't voted. Bob Finch, can you unmute? I wonder if I can get you to. Can I? Well, life is hell. Finch. Fred Snoy. I still haven't got anything. All right, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so A has 9 votes, B has 5 votes. The remaining are abstentions. So I believe that we are. The chair will not vote. All right, so that means we're going on to the document. Let me pull it up wherever it went. I'm going to stop sharing here. All right, you all should have this V1.1 proposed CNB LPNM July 12, 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. All right. All right. So again, italicized or struck through is proposed to be deleted. Underlined text is changes or additions. There are no changes in Article 1, 2, 3. Categories and definitions of membership. Basically, the change here is an elimination of the concept of affiliate membership. Oh, by the way, sorry. I've been advised that what we want to do here is we're going to consider this in the gross. I'm going to read through it. If anybody has heartburn with any particular section, they can just simply make a comment. And when we get to the end, we will consider motions to amend this. All right, so this affiliate membership basically removes the affiliate membership definition. So the only membership definition left would be paid membership. As a matter of an explanation, the only place affiliate membership is mentioned other than in this definition is when it comes to primary convention voting, which is, and so that's it. That's the only place that affects it, okay? Again, there's a strike through down here on affiliate member, and it inserts the phrase "at least" one of the membership dues, because right now it says 1. So if you did more than 1, then presumably you might be disqualified by having more than 1 membership satisfaction. All right, this is this previous hold. This should have been addended previous to this. Delegates to the state convention, basically there's a 30-day timeout period on it to allow for verification of status, being a voting registered voter as a Libertarian state of New Mexico and having had paid. The big controversy we've had in the last few days has been the people who paid. Our parliamentarian looked at the original wording of this and concluded that it required the 30-day prior to this date, and therefore we have a bunch of people that are unhappy about that. I believe that this is just basically a bug. Anyway, and as a personal note, if this particular, some version of this particular phrase is not in our Constitution bylaws at the end of this convention, I don't believe I can continue on as chairman. All right, this section here with executive committee is essentially a reordering. So basically it's combining section 5.1 and section 6. So that's why most of this is here. There's some minor changes. Second vice chair is organizing, creating outreach, whatever that is. Duties of the secretary, this one phrase has been added to transmit the Constitution and bylaws after every convention to the Secretary of State and all county clerks. The quorum of the executive committee shall comprise at least half of the committee. That's the only change there. I believe there's nothing really here. All right. This is a minor change to the previous change that was made, I believe, that the members of the executive committee will no longer be elected every 2 years. Right now, 2021 rules say that all members of the executive committee are elected every 2 years. This changes that to a 3-year term. The current executive committee, if they so choose, and I already know that some won't, will have their terms extended. So 2 years for the vice chair, 2 years for the treasurer, 1 year for the secretary, 1 year for the second vice chair. And the current chair term will expire at the 2023 convention. At each annual convention, one executive committee member will be elected by convention. Well, that can't work. One or two members. I'm putting some verbiage in here that if anybody objects, you speak up, because I believe this is just an error. At each annual convention, one or two
Parentheses S.
Let me just do this here. Okay, so basically the intent is that we have elections for as many executive committee members as whose terms have expired will be elected by convention. These are just members of the executive committee. They're not elected to a specific role. Subsequently, the executive committee will elect the various executive committee positions from within the executive committee. This is a pattern that many other state parties use. If somebody drops out and is replaced by the chair with advice and consent of the central committee, that person serves for the duration of that term and serves until the next annual convention, and then a replacement will be elected. Candidates for the executive committee must have been eligible to attend the last convention as a voting member. In other words, you have to have been around the party for at least a year to be on the executive committee. Ranked choice voting, there's no change on that one. And there's no change on the rest of this stuff in terms of the meetings for the executive committee. There is a footnote here. It's deliberate. The intent here is that it basically echo the current law, because the law, there was actually a bill put in place to change the election code that failed. That doesn't mean it's going to fail in the future. So this footnote basically empowers the secretary to adjust the footnote depending on whatever the current state law is. All right. The rest of this language is unchanged. There is a change here that the meetings will be ruled by the Democratic Rules of Order rather than the Roberts Rules. That is throughout this document. The rest of it is not.
What's that period?
Man, we got some picky people. All right, sorry. So any Central Committee member who misses 2 regularly scheduled consecutive meetings is removed from the committee. This is a rule, except that we had 2 consecutive meetings. We didn't have anything about regularly scheduled. We have had a fair number of non-regularly scheduled Central Committee meetings for a variety of purposes. So that's why that change was made. There are no changes to the the Judicial Committee, but basically it consists of the Executive Committee and/or Central Committee in good standing, excluding any parties to the issue to be decided, and then there is a chain of who presides, depending if people are involved in a controversy on the Judicial Committee. The Judicial Committee is formed as needed. None of the rest of this verbiage has been changed except this notice requirement. So it is the 14-day newspaper of general circulation requirement is in the county affiliate section of the state code. So county parties must publish in a newspaper of general circulation, and we're including the by email website posting, the time and place of any kind of formation meeting, right? At least 14 days prior to the meeting. It adds
Have been.
it adds the requirement that both the chair and the secretary be notified of any such county formation, and that they've been filed with the county clerk. Sorry, that's in the previous thing. There's a footnote here as well. The rest of this section is unchanged. This footnote is actually unnecessary, but because it's repeated. And so, by the way, the secretary is authorized to clean up any issues like that. All right, there's an additional notice requirement. We've increased the notice requirement for the annual convention to 60 days from 30 days, and added the email website notice will be repeated between 35 and 45 days prior to such convention. A lot of people, they get a 60-day notice, they forget about it. So we publish once in the newspaper and then in the email and website, and then we repeat that 35 to 45 days. This provision, the 30 days prior to the convention, remains to allow the qualification of the delegates. Again, Democratic Rules of Order rather than Roberts. All right, so this is a conceptual change here. Rather than calling out the National Libertarian Party as being affiliated, we have a list of affiliated national organizations. So everywhere you see National Libertarian Party or anything related to that, it actually refers to any one of the organizations that will be listed in the appendix. Again, affiliate members have, we're not a minor party, but this will be important in the future. So affiliate members would no longer be able to vote when the Libertarian Party is a minor party. All right. national affiliate delegates to national affiliate conventions. The language is the same other than that. Any one of the organizations listed in Appendix X. Yeah, and this is minor verbiage changes in terms of grammar, etc. Platform position, basically the change is the Libertarian Party of New Mexico maintains its own platform. Amendments and bylaws. Everything stays the same. The Secretary is empowered to renumber, reorder, and reword for clarity. In other words, if we made a grammatical mistake, all right, and then we basically, again, democratic rules of order. The affiliate, there's a new Article X, which is basically national affiliate organizations. 2/3 vote of the Central Committee required to change it. All right. Same change here. This is that verbiage about basically saying that after the annual convention, voting status is determined by contributions the previous 12 whole months. Not sure I like that wording, but anyway. Absolutely. Pain. No, and it causes confusion and okay, so I will tell people here that if this provision isn't in whatever we end up passing, I will resign as chair. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. It's a bug. This is not intentional. It is defective language, and I believe that this language, or language very similar to it, will fix this issue. So this basically there's a contribution waiver here that basically clarifies that the convention or central committee by majority vote or unanimous vote of the executive committee may waive the required payments, right? We can't waive anything else, but if people have performed significant work on behalf of Libertarian Party of New Mexico, they can waive the financial requirements. The rest of the rules here are the same in terms of lifetime memberships. The rules are again the same about calling a quorum. And then we just simply add that we use democratic rules of order rather than Robert's rules. And then Appendix 1 is the ranked choice voting, which has not changed. The Appendix 2, which is a national affiliate organization, basically just says we affiliate with the National Libertarian Party. That's it. So this is not a substantive change.
Comma.
the problem right now, so our current language, as per the ruling of our parliamentarian, is that after the convention, say a special convention, a nominating convention, because it's a convention, right? We have three types of convention: annual convention, special nominating convention if there's a special election, or a special constitutional convention, or special convention. Our current language basically says that in order to attend any of those conventions, the subsequent ones, other than the annual one, you must be fully paid up 30 days ahead of time. And we also have a notice requirement of 30 days, which means we inform people and they have no time to pay up, right? Or they don't know they need to pay up, or they're not on our webpage every damn day. Okay? In addition, we have people that are on monthly payments. They're paying $6 a month. Well, you know, you have a constitutional convention, $6 times 12, by the way, is 72. It gets you qualified, right? But if we have a convention 3 months later, they've contributed $18. They don't qualify to vote, even though they've been doing it continuously for 15 years. This is wrong. We should fix this. So by going back 12 months, inclusive, right? So basically whole months, that means I don't care if you donated in the first of the month or the 31st of the month. If you donated in that calendar month, we go back 12 months and we look at all your contributions during that time period, and that is the contribution with respect to determination of whether or not you have voting rights. And we just literally never thought about it, is what it comes down to. This is the problem with these things, is you get special cases, you didn't anticipate it, and you get a bad result. So what we got is a bad result, because we wrote it that way. So I very much want to fix this. All right. All right, so let's see. Interesting. All right, so that's the read-through of the document, or of the holistic approach. We do have the at this point, we've adopted Agenda A. We do have, actually, I guess I already made that change, but I guess I'll revert that change. But anyway, the two changes are to lower it to 60 and eliminate the discount for national, simply to make life easier. Because right now, but not 72, we have to go and make sure we have an up-to-date listing of their national membership status, which is not easy, and is, frankly, is yet another step that's a pain in the butt. So lower the dues to 60, eliminate the discount for membership in national affiliate organizations, and then the change that, again, I'll have to revert because this hasn't been approved, is when we're counting it, we don't count days, we only look at months. Right? So this effectively means 12 is wrong, is bad. I'm going to comment here, if you do 12 whole months, that may actually shortchange people. Is that true? No, I guess it's not true. No, it's not. Never mind. All right, so anyway, so I guess the question now at this point is, does anybody want to make a motion to accept the document we just read through? Does anybody second it? I don't know who that was, who got there first. Fred, it's your call. Okay. All right. Is there any objection to accepting this document as it's been read through? I would be shocked. Really? There's no objection to accepting this as is? I want to make sure that everybody's radio. I'm just going to go. I'm going to do a roll call on this one, and okay, I'm just going to do a roll call for objection because I want to be very clear that nobody had technical difficulties here. So, Mr. Gamble, do you have any objections? Davis.
No objection.
Finch. Mr. Finch. Okay, I'll come back to you. Burley Kane. Mr. Finch. Mr. Finch is unmuted, but I cannot hear him. Chris Manning. I hear you now. All right. Chris Manning. Let's see. Fred Snoy. You already said no objection. Helen Milinsky. Josh Smith, or Josh Chappelle. Laura Burrows. No objections, or you object? Okay. Mike Blessing. Okay, I was looking for an objection so we could have a debate, because it's hard for me to believe there was no objection. All right, since we've had at least one objection, it's been motioned and seconded. I would invite a motion to limit debate to some reasonable length of time. Okay, so what's the reasonable length of time that you would like to specify? Is there a second? Okay, that was red. All right, Mr. Blessing, since you object, I'm going to give you first shot at speaking to your objection. Oh, sorry, you are correct. I'm sorry. I was hoping my parliamentarian would slap me upside the head on that one. Yes, I believe that's a point of order, and I believe you're correct. Is there an objection to limiting the debate to 10 minutes? Okay, so without objection, we're limiting debate to 10 minutes. It is now 7:09. It will be 7:19 at the end of debate. Mr. Blessing, you have the floor. Okay, hold on. Can you hold on 1 second? Yeah, I just went and checked my email, and you are correct. There are some people here. I don't know how. can I hold on? Okay. I would like to, so we used up 2 minutes. I would like to call a pause right here for an administrative break so that I can address some of these issues. So if everybody would just stand down for, say, 4 minutes. Well, let's make it, stand down until 7:20. That gives me 9 minutes to deal with this stuff.
Do we move for recess?
Hold on a second. So, standing down. What?
Does it require a move for recess?
No, I can just stand down. It's a technical issue.
Okay.
Elisheva? Yeah, this is Chris. Yeah. I have no requests to be let in. So I have sent the invite to both your addresses. And you've not been able to get in on either one? I'm not going to cancel it, and you can either try to get on. I'm not responsible for your inability to get there, same as if you don't have a traffic jam. All right. I'm going to initiate a conference call. We have some more profound administrative issues than I was aware of. I need an administrative call with the executive committee. So if you guys could all stand by your cell phones and go to another room or something, I'm going to initiate a conference call with all of you. I'm joining you. All right, I'm just gonna send a text message. This isn't working. Brett? I'm just gonna send a text message. This isn't working. I can't go involved. Can't do so. 5 people who say they can't get in. Some of them are lingering, I'm sure, coming with, I think we need to kill this meeting, period. I can get the merge whole thing work. Short version is I've got these 6 people who claim they can't get in, and they claim they can't get in, and we have people who claim they can't see the feed. I think we need to just kill this meeting. Due to technical difficulty. Yes. It's Elisheva and a bunch of the people who qualified to get in, but can't now. So, these are the people, so Elisheva, Blessings in, the others are not in. So, okay, well, I'm going to call Elisheva up on the phone and tell her to use the phone to dial in. She's lying, I know that. I know she's lying. But I did not want option A to go through because we're inviting all sorts of shit show. I think we're absolutely fucked if we pass this, but whatever. Let me call Josh and then talk to the parliamentarian about what we can do here. Okay, or we'll get back to the channel. There's like 5 people who are actually supposed to be in this meeting who think they can't get in. I suspect they're lying. They're technically the police when we could just dial the dial-in number. But there's also a bunch of them saying they can't, be in the YouTube channel. I want to kill this meeting. So Fred doesn't. I'll call you back. Hello? Yes. No, not this call. I gotta go. You there? Sorry, you there? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can go through it one by one and take 20 minutes and try to get them all to call in. Okay. All right, I'll just do that. Thanks. Bye. All right, can anybody hear me? All right, so here's the deal on this. There are a bunch of people claiming they can't get in. The Google invite includes a phone number to call. I believe that everybody out there has a phone that they can call in. And I'm going to paste this information here in this document just simply because that's where we're at. See, I'm just going to go back to the agenda, share this tab instead. Okay, so we're going to go right up here. I'm going to give this should be on YouTube. The people that are authorized to be in, you can call this dial-in phone number and use the PIN code to get in, and the secretary will validate you. tell, when you dial in, say your name so that we know who you are. I'm going to take and continue this until we can get these technical difficulties resolved. So I'll be back in a minute. You're so fucked. Oh, this is turning into a shit show. We have a bunch of people claiming that they were denied entry because they can't possibly figure out how to log in Google Teams. So I just posted just the phone numbers. What's our standing given the situation? Okay. Well, I mean, there's a contingent of my people that want to regular this or go to lunch. I'm going to go there. And 10 minutes is just way too little. And of course, all right, that's what I'll do. Thank you. All right, that's what I'll do. Thank you. All right, it is now 7:23. Have we gotten anybody else to join the call? All right, so I know that Elisheva was complaining about not being able to be let in. She now has, if she's on the, can somebody verify that the Google Meet number is actually on the YouTube live stream? There should be a dial-in number with a PIN code. Wow. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no, you are looking at it correctly. Comments are turned off. In YouTube? I thought I had it turned. He needs to, I mean, people are going to have to dial in on the phone number if they, I mean, I provided as many people as I could early on with secondary invitations to secondary emails. I would assume that in this age of video conferencing that people would know how to connect to a Google Meet. Okay, I just changed some of the encoder settings. If anybody can let me know if it catches up or oh. You're not invited to this meeting. You are not a member of this meeting. Okay, well, I'm in the process of trying to fix that, and we're going to suspend this until we've dealt with our technical issues. Well, that's interesting. Can one of the executive board members start a con call up with all the other executive board members and then add me as the last thing? I thought my phone supported that, but apparently it doesn't work. And has the streaming gotten any better on YouTube?
That seems very high.
Hello. Hello. That's fine. allow me to do that. I don't know how to do that. Literally, I tried to go in there and it says you can't remove this person. So I think passing out that number means every Tom, Dick, and Harry can apply that. Josh, you there? Are we there? Okay, so if we don't have a streaming video, we're not compliant to the Games Act for attendance. I don't know what that means, if it's important or not. I was hoping, just to be frank about it, I was hoping that people would choose option B. They didn't. Now we've got a bunch of people in the chat and in my email saying they're trying to get in and can't get in. Well, and it turns out I can't kick anybody out of this meeting. I don't have the power. I click on her name and it won't let me in, or won't let me move her. Actually, are you just? Oh, so you know what? I bet you I'm not signed in as chair. I bet you I'm signed in as Crystal Chief. That's the problem. Okay, but I'm okay with that. All right. All right. Well, I would be seriously frank with everybody that's called up. I told us to be as fast as possible. I want to pass this thing. But that's what we do. We do it. Josh, are you ready for all the bullshit that's going to happen? Hans actually filed suit. What do we do? That's what I would think too. Yeah. I mean, right, we don't have that requirement. Okay, you just guys want to finish this, we'll finish it. I'm going to log out of this meeting and log back in under my chair account. And hopefully that will fix my issue. I can't do much about the streaming issue. I just got a shitty computer here, and we've got a massive rain and thunderstorm up here, and I suspect that has a lot to do with the delays, right? Anyway, so, all right. Yeah. All right. All right. Thanks. Bye. All right, my apologies, people. I was signed into the wrong account, which is why I didn't have any control over anything. Has anybody got the YouTube stream up, and does it appear to be any better? I've done my best to... Oh, really? Jesus. Okay, I think I have a way of dealing with that. Let me, where's the settings? Okay, I guess I'm going to try to test this. Again, if the live stream hasn't caught up, we're not going to know if this is going to work to include audio for other people.
Yeah, ultimately, if there's people that need to be a part of this vote, and get them in, or whatever you're thinking, and we can proceed that, they're the ones making the decision. We're making a decision anyway. Ultimately, I don't know if that's a requirement that the live stream get everything of this, or just something we're doing to give them the most access that we can while we make the decision. If it's a requirement, then we should work on that. But if it's not a decision,
the live stream isn't a requirement. It was just an attempt to be open and transparent.
Yeah, and it was just an oversight. It's that we're doing what we can to fix it.
All right. I'm going to have to apologize to some people. I was logged into the wrong account, which is why I was not able to admit people. If anybody is on the live stream,
yeah, we can post something on here. Renata just posted something, and she's trying to explain what happened. And Alicia was saying they should cancel the meeting if that's the case. So they're in the mindset that if they can't hear it, it doesn't go.
Actually, they're more of the mindset, if you followed their conversation, that from the very beginning, this should never have happened online, that it should have been in person, among many other derogatory comments throughout the entire online.
we don't need to editorialize, so.
I understand, but it's not just about canceling the meeting.
Yeah, I get it. Where are we on the live stream?
It is not displaying the phone number and contact yet.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, let's see where it is. It's in the pause when you were in the executive committee meeting. It's got a serious delay.
I should also note, a lot of the people who are making comments on the chat there are not supposed to be in this meeting.
Well, YouTube is different than this meeting.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's the public front chat. for the public to see it and chat about whatever they want to chat about.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, to your point, it's just a public dialogue. They're venting their whatever perceptions they have about it.
And they're making statements that aren't true too, so.
Yeah, there's certainly some uncivil efforts here.
All right, well, I emailed Elisheva the phone number.
And posted in the chat, in the YouTube.
Also, I just pulled up the YouTube and I'm seeing the Zoom log, or no, excuse me, it was showing Zoom login information, now it's showing a different page, so I'm not sure where that went.
Yeah, I think that one of the challenges that the way this is set up, that Google does it, is the chat is corresponding with the delay, so it will not show the chat post immediately, it shows it in the delay time frame. So it's 15 or 20 minutes later that we're going to see that chat display of the call-in information as well.
I see the comments was turned off on the YouTube. How are you guys seeing comments?
Are you looking at the, if you go to the chat in this room,
Oh, in this
and you
room.
go to the last link that, that Chris put out at 6:26, the new thread, we had to do a new live stream. In that live stream is where you have the public discourse.
Chris, can you edit that live stream and just put the number in your description?
I guess I could. Let me try that.
So yeah, the comments are turned off, but the live chat is.
Now let me,
Okay, I see it now.
where the hell? Can somebody paste the phone number in the chat again? Because I switched accounts and I can't find it.
Patty, you suggested edit the YouTube live stream.
I did. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change. I got it.
I need it for the notes.
I got it for okay.
Yes, I suggested editing the description of the YouTube video to put the phone number in.
Do you want me to update the website link to the new
Yes.
live then, Lucian?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay, I just changed the description. I don't know if anybody can see that. Let me know if the description shows the phone number.
It's showing the phone number now.
Okay.